All right, so today we're going deep on something kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be looking at this musician, Victor Mushtin, on YouTube.
Okay.
And he's documenting his journey learning piano, which is cool in itself.
Yeah.
But the catch is he's actually a violinist.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's his main instrument. And he's only been playing piano for like 3 months when this video was made.
So really early stage?
Super early.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, he's already chosen some pretty ambitious pieces to learn.
Yeah. He's not messing around, is he?
No, not at all.
So we've got like Bach's Invention in C major, which,
Oh, yeah.
if anyone's not familiar, that's a pretty standard like study in counterpoint and finger dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also got Winter Garden by Jan Tiersen.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, he's a more contemporary composer, like
Ah.
minimalist, evocative style.
They're beautiful.
And then just to round things off,
Yeah.
we've got Schumann's Reaper's Song,
Oh, wow.
which is, full-on romantic era drama.
So we've got Baroque.
Yeah.
We've got like modern minimalist and romantic all in one.
For a beginner,
It's a lot.
it's a pretty wild mix.
Is there like some method to this madness, do we think?
Well, it's really hard to say,
Mhm.
without getting in Victor's head.
Right.
But just looking at the pieces themselves, it's an interesting choice.
It is.
I mean, like, that Bach Invention, that's like Piano 101 for technique.
Right.
It really makes you work on, like, controlling each finger independently.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Tiersen, that's much more about mood and atmosphere.
Right.
So maybe he's trying to explore that expressive side of the piano early on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was also looking at the comments on his video.
Yeah.
And, everyone's super encouraging,
Ah, that's good.
which is nice to see, like, fellow musicians supporting each other.
Always nice.
But there was this one comment that really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah.
Someone asked Victor to light a candle for them.
That's an interesting one.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. It could be a lot of things. Maybe it's a cultural thing,
Yeah.
some tradition in Victor's community or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like a deeper way of saying,
Oh.
I really appreciate your music. This is like my way of connecting with you.
Yeah, almost like a ritual,
Yeah, exactly.
which I guess speaks to, how music can create these bonds even online.
Absolutely.
But going back to Victor's playing for a second,
Sure.
what do you think is the biggest challenge for him at this stage?
3 months in.
Yeah. Like, what's he probably struggling with the most?
That's a good question. I'd say it's probably finding that balance.
In between...
The technical side and the musicality.
Right, because it's one thing to hit the right notes,
Exactly.
but it's another to actually, make it music.
Yeah, at this stage, it's easy to get caught up in,
And the mechanics of it?
yeah, like mastering the fingering, getting the notes right.
Yeah, yeah.
But to really bring the music to life,
Mhm.
conveying the emotion, the nuances, that's a whole other level. And that takes time and dedication.
Yeah, you can be the most technically proficient player,
Or
but if you're not putting your heart into it...
it's just not going to resonate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for you, what's the most exciting thing about following Victor's journey?
What am I personally drawn to?
Yeah.
I think it's the potential.
Oh.
You can just hear it in his playing.
Uh-huh.
The passion, the willingness to just explore.
Yeah, he's not afraid to try anything.
Exactly. And it reminds us that musical growth is a lifelong thing.
It never stops.
Never stops, full of surprises,
Right. Yeah.
And Victor's enthusiasm, it's contagious.
It is.
Makes me wonder what kind of musical path he's going to carve out for himself.
Right, like where's this going to lead him?
Yeah, what unique voice is he going to bring to the piano eventually?
It's not just about where he is now, it's about where he could go.
Exactly.
Yeah, like watching the beginning of a musical adventure.
I like that.
And I think that's a really cool thing for all of us listening to think about. Like we've been talking about all these different musical periods.
Right, Baroque romantic.
Yeah, and they all have such distinctive feels to them.
Definitely.
So could Victor's choices now, like this eclectic mix,
Yeah,
could that be like a hint at the kind of voice he'll develop later on?
that's a really interesting thought.
It is something to listen for as you explore his music.
Definitely.
All right, well, that's our deep dive on Victor Mushtin.
A very talented and inspiring musician.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the show notes so you can check him out yourself.
definitely worth a listen.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It was a pleasure.
Until next time, keep those ears open and those minds curious.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for recurring.